What's up everyone, my name's Robbie, this is Robbie of Manila, and today we're talking about why I think Charles Schwab is better than Robinhood. Now I've actually had a Charles Schwab account since I was a teenager, but I decided back in June to throw $100 into a Robinhood account just to try it out. Oh, and by the way, if you still like Robinhood more than Charles Schwab, why don't you use my free link in the description below to open your Robinhood account and we'll both get free stock. So the main thing I want to answer in this video is what can Robinhood do that Charles Schwab can't do? Now I think Charles Schwab beats or matches Robinhood in pretty much every single front with the exception of one thing, which we'll go over in the comparison. Okay, let's get into it and see why I like Charles Schwab over Robinhood. Okay, before we move on, why don't you hit that like button because algorithm. Alright, so the first thing is of course the most important thing, which is commission-free trading. So when it comes to Robinhood, you get commission-free tradings for stocks, ETFs, and cryptocurrency. So with Charles Schwab, there's commission-free trading for stocks, ETFs, index funds, and mutual funds. So the first thing we can see is that if you're interested in cryptocurrency, then Schwab's not going to be for you, but if you don't care about cryptocurrency, Charles Schwab is fine. So far Robinhood wins on cryptocurrency and Charles Schwab wins on the ability to have index funds and mutual funds as well. But there is something I want to mention about ETFs on Robinhood. So if you want to buy an ETF with Robinhood, for example, let's say you want to buy SPY, where does it tell you the fee that SPY charges? I don't see it anywhere and I don't think Robinhood shows you. But if you compare this to Schwab, you can see a lot of information like the fees, you can compare ETFs, the assets under management under the ETFs, a ton of different things. So while I do get to trade ETFs commission-free with Robinhood, I can't see anything about the ETFs. I don't see the expense ratio, I don't see the assets under management, I don't see the volume, I don't see anything. Now maybe in the paid version, Robinhood Gold, they have more info, but I mean in Charles Schwab, I don't have to pay for it, so it's gonna be better anyway. And adding on to all of this, Charles Schwab creates its own select list of the best ETFs every quarter. And with Robinhood, there's no type of rankings or anything like that. Something that also should be mentioned is that with Robinhood Gold, you can trade options, and with Charles Schwab, you can also trade options as well. Moving on, another important thing, of course, is the account minimum. And with Robinhood and Charles Schwab, there is no account minimum, so they're both great. Now our next thing is actually really important, and it's called fractional shares. For example, Amazon's trading at $3,000 a share, and you may not have that much money to buy one share of Amazon. So fractional shares allow you to buy maybe $100 of Amazon and still add it to your portfolio. So do Robinhood and Charles Schwab both allow fractional shares? Yes, they do. So when it comes to Robinhood, it definitely offers fractional shares. So you can go and buy $100 of Amazon or $200 or $300 of Amazon. And Charles Schwab also offers it, but it's called stock slices. So no benefit to Robinhood or Charles Schwab on fractional shares. So the next thing I want to look at, which I think is really important, is research. So when it comes to Robinhood, you're gonna have to do most of your research outside the app, unless you have a Robinhood Gold account, in which case you're gonna have some access to Morningstar. So the thing is with Robinhood, you pay for that. You have to pay for access to research. Now guess what you get with Charles Schwab for free? So as you can see, you get free access to Morningstar with Charles Schwab. Not to mention you have access to other research companies as well. For example, there's Credit Suisse, Ned Davis, Argus, CFRA, Reuters, Market Edge. Oh, and I didn't even mention that Charles Schwab has its own equity ratings. And of course, it's free as well. So now let's move on to some of the tools. So I want to first look at screeners. So let's say I want to find all stocks with a PE ratio less than 20. I can open up the Charles Schwab screener and I can see all of those stocks. So let's say I want to find something specific, like healthcare sector ETFs trading for less than 0.1%. I can do that with the Charles Schwab screener. So I can use the healthcare sector, select greater than or equal to 100% of healthcare exposure, then add the gross expense ratio, make it less than 0.10%, and we have two matches, FHLC and VHT. Now maybe we only want to see Schwab Select Funds, so we can also screen for that. You click here, ETF Select List, and then you hit View Matches. So now we see FHLC is a 100% healthcare sector fund. It's got a gross expense ratio of less than 0.10%, and it's on the Schwab ETF Select List. The last thing that I actually think is really important is to be able to automate dollar cost averaging. Now, if you're not familiar with dollar cost averaging, it's basically putting money into the account every month and preferably automating it. So when it comes to Robinhood, there's no way to automate how much money goes into your account, which is unfortunate because a lot of people would probably like to be able to put the same amount of money into the market every single month. Now with Charles Schwab, you do have access to this. You can automate how much money goes into a certain index fund every single month. To do this, all you need to do is set up the automatic investment plan. So if every month you want to put $500 into an index fund that tracks the S&P 500, you can do it. So the last thing I want to talk about is where Robinhood does definitely beat Charles Schwab. And where they win is in the mobile app. Robinhood does have a great app. I find myself all the time going in there just to see where stocks are trading during the day. Schwab, on the other hand, doesn't look like it's been updated since the first iPhone. So for some people, user experience really is that important, and so if you're one of those people, Robinhood's gonna be better. So in the end, I think people who are interested in cryptocurrency and the user experience of the app are gonna go for Robinhood. For everyone else, I see Charles Schwab as being better. Now there's a lot of things that I didn't even touch on that Charles Schwab offers. For example, they have a robo-advisor called Intelligent Portfolios, which I'll link right here. So that's all we have for today's video. Please let me know in the comments below if you like Charles Schwab or Robinhood or a different broker. Also, please hit that like button and subscribe if you're interested in more videos like this. And please watch another one of my videos by clicking on it on the end screen right now.